Yo guys, TeamVLR George here back again, this time around with a Sky Striker Invoked deck profile. Somehow, someway, I found the room for all those OTKs I showed you in the old video in one single deck, and that is this today. That's what I'm showing off. So I'm going to go through the deck profile, I'm going to explain some of my choices, going to tell you some other options you could possibly go with. But yeah, let's get it started. Let's start with the main deck. A little sneak peek into the extra and the side, to be honest with you. Okay, so first, monsters. Not too many of them, but we still have some. We got 2 Ray. I bumped up the amount of area 0 and multi-roll, so you kind of want to run 2 Ray so that you can get that combo off. Also, it's nice to draw sometimes if you just don't have anything else and you can just go for like damage, maybe 3k or more. So she's cool for that, I guess. The invoke part of things. 2 Alistair, it's not pure invoked. You don't want to run 3 because then it'll just be kind of breaky. 2 is enough. You'll see it most of the time, especially with the field spell. So 2 is good. Next up, the hand traps already. So my lineup right now for the current meta, it's always versatile. It's gonna change, but right now it's 3 Ash. So obviously Ash is really good. 3 Joel. Joel can win games, but at the same time, I think Joel's kind of falling out of favor. I don't like it that much. It's kind of a break most of the time, and if you have no follow-up, it really does nothing anyways. I think in a post-ban list era where Cookie gets hit, this can start being sided, because then you only need it for Sky Strikers maybe. And you can just put in stuff like Ghost Spell or Ghost Ogre maybe if it comes back into relevance. Yeah, for now you still have to run it. And then 2 light targets for Makaba. Also really good. Just stop the assault, other cards as well. Still does work. Honestly, that's it for monsters. So now we're on to spells. The main lineup for Sky Strikers, the 3 engage, the 3 drones. Drones is what enables a lot of the OTKs, as you guys know. If it were to get hit though, the alternative would be bumping up more area 0, more multi-roll, so you can get the special summon off with Ray. It still kind of sucks though, because you want that Hornet drone to get added back with Kagari. But I guess there will be workarounds then. But we'll get to that then when it happens, or if it happens anytime soon. Next up, it's 2 multi-roll, 2 area 0. Like I said, I bumped these up. Multi-roll you don't really need 2 of. It just sometimes is nice to draw instead of having to search it, because then you can search for something else. And it's nice because people always try to destroy it, so then you have a backup. And area 0 is nice by itself, especially with Alistair. In this build, I'm not running the spellbook engine, so you have to have a way to get rid of Alistair, and this is one of them. It's kind of iffy, it's RNG, but most of the time you're going to hit something. You have like 20 Sky Striker cards in your deck, unless you're super unlucky. The 2 Anchor. Again, this is a hybrid deck, it's not pure Sky Strikers, otherwise you would be running 3. 2 is enough. In a proper game, you're going to resolve them like 2 more times, so 4 Widow Anchors total with multi-roll. You don't need it that often. By then, you're probably going to win the game. And yeah, you don't want to see it either, because it's kind of a break early on. You kind of want to search it, if anything. The 1-ofs, the 1 Afterburn, the 1 Jamming Wave, you really don't need more than 1 of these each. You can search them. You can recur them with multi-roll and Kagari. That's all you need, really. Just removal. Now on to the field spell portion of the deck. Aside from area 0, we got 3 Terraforming. This is actually really nice for us in the TCG. It's kind of overkill, to be honest. I side 1 out sometimes just because like it's so much, but Terraforming is still at 3, so we still run it at 3. We run a total of 5 field spells, so you're obviously going to search something all the time. 3 Meltdown. Meltdown's nice because you can sometimes stop any negation if they have it for the Invocation. But then again, it could also be a break. I mean, you run 3 of these, you're going to see it all the time with Terraforming. So sometimes I actually side 1 out. It's not really that big of a deal. You're going to see Alistair most of the time. But yeah, 3 of those for now. Then for the Invocation part, we got 2 Invocation. And then we got the 1 Book of Law for the new combos, the new OTKs. The thing is, this is kind of a break, so you kind of have to work around that. As a result, I run Raijin. You don't really need Raijin, I guess. You could just summon something else, but like, say if you just draw this, because you have to run it, and you draw it by itself, and maybe you can summon an Evoke monster, you can go into Raijin, into Makaba, or Makaba into Raijin. So it's still kind of an okay play. So that's why I run cards because of Book of Law, because Book of Law you just need to run. Also, in a way, Invocation can work as Book of Law if you just happen to banish it or use it early on, because you could just pitch to Alistair for his effect and search Invocation off Meltdown, the Madness Invoker, instead of Book of Law, and then fusion summon another guy on top of the first guy you summoned. 3 Call by the Grave, you kind of really need to resolve stuff. Plus it's the spell, so it sets up engage plays and such. Really good right now. I could see me bumping this down to 2 though, because it's kind of a break. You don't see it when you want it a lot of the times. But 3 is good for now. I have the room, so why not? 2 20s. A lot of people ask why I main deck this. This is like one of our only outs to shit like Anti-Spell and Imperial. So you kind of need to run it, otherwise you're going to lose that game. And you don't want to just go into any game thinking you could lose somehow. You always want to have the out to whatever it is. So I run these in the main deck. Plus, again, they're spells, so yeah. And then finally, I'm testing this out. I don't know if this is going to work out well. This is optional. This is the 41st and 42nd card. You can just take these out and have a 40 card deck. But I feel like sometimes when you're playing second or you're going first, you get negated with hand traps or like a established board, and you just want to have that last card saved to kind of come back and maybe +1 and search 2, like draw 2 cards that you might have needed. So I'm testing this right now. Also, because I bumped up area 0 and multi-roll, you can kind of run this now, because if you banish one, you're going to have another one of it. It's not just like the only version of it. The only one of you're kind of scared of like burning or the afterburner, pun intended, and the jammy wave, but that's not that bad losing those. So yeah, I'm going to test this for now, but again, you don't need to play it. It's not a must-have. Now for the extra deck, we got the token, nice OTS 8 token, shout out to OTS 8, one of the best OTSs. The Invoked lineup, extra deck's really tight, so you can't really fit doubles of anything. But these are just all the combo essentials if you watch the video. Again, I'm going to link that in the comments down below or the description. These are all the guys. This is for like the direct attack combo, this is for the Borosword combo, this is for a lot of monster combo, and then Macabre is just really good anyways. So yeah, that's that. A1 Cherries target, it's like the best deck right now, so why not just run one of these. You could also just not run Cherries and you can run Mega Fleet instead of this and then Cyber Dragon in the extra deck. Gets rid of the Yule board all the same, it's just more susceptible to Gumblar. But yeah, it's also good against Cyber Dragons if they ever come into prevalence. The Borosword for the combo, kind of need it. The Goblin for the combo, you kind of need it. Phoenix is just another out to anti-spell like that. If you have a token and maybe Alistair or something else like that, you kind of need this as well. It's also a fire, so it's good for Purgatrio. 1 Madness, you only really need 1. I mean, you're rarely going to summon 2, because by then you already resolved it and you have nothing else to search anyways. So 1 is good. Then the Sky Striker lineup. You got 3 Kagar, 2 Shizu, 1 Hayate. This is the bare minimum. This is really all you need. You gotta max out Kagari, she like recurs everything, she's like the main one. Shizuku, you're not gonna have anything to search by the 3rd Shizuku anyway, so 2 is all you really need. And Hayate is just for the cheese or to get engaged in the grave that one time. So this is all you really need, and it just fits perfectly into the 15 card limit, so why not just run that lineup. Finally, the side deck. Again, this is always gonna change, but for now, the August meta, what I have is 2 sphere modes. You really don't need the normal summon. I mean, sometimes you do obviously for the Alistair, but you can play around it, and it's worth getting rid of 3 boss monsters your opponent has at the cost of 1 normal summon. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You have drones or the multi-roll area 0 play, so you run this is really good. The 3 cherries again for the Gookies, but also for the mirror match. This is really good in the mirror match, obviously, because you main deck Kagari or your main extra deck Kagari, so you get rid of that and they're done basically. They have no way to win in the long run. Cherries is really good. Again, though, you can replace this with Cyber Dragon for the Mega Fleet play. The last Twin Twister, in case you need it against, you know, back row heavy decks, Ultrageist, whatever. Needed. Shared Ride, again, you can main this or you can side it. It depends on how much room you have. I don't have any. You just side this in going first, though. It's really good. It's kind of sucky, to be honest with you. Honestly, this card has kind of plummeted in terms of viability. It just always gets negated, I feel like. And a lot of people are even making crazy boards. They just sit on 1 card or a couple of cards. So it's not that good anymore, I think. But I mean, it's still decent enough to run in the side deck. You have the room. And it kind of, like, sometimes it just wins games. So you just kind of have to run it. And then finally, the red Reboot. Really good against trap heavy decks. Now that you can OTK, you can just get past that board. And you don't have to worry about the traps the next turn when they're live again. Also, if you happen to have sided evenly matched at the same time, you can red Reboot and then evenly match, because you can still use traps. Your opponent just can't use traps. Also, if you somehow find the space by taking out 1 card, you can run Trisbania. Trisbania is really good because you have Hornet Drones, so you can just use its effect to banish all their traps that they set after red rebooting them. Again, that is susceptible to like the Awaken the Dragon play, but usually you can get over whatever they summon. And if you have Ash, you can just negate it either way. But yeah, red reboot's still necessary. You kind of get shot on by like floodgates, like rivalry, goes in, anti-spell, imperial. So you kind of need this. And then again, you can OTK, so it doesn't matter if they set a bunch of cards. So it's good for that. Anyways, that is a deck profile. You guys were asking for it, so I showed you it. Go ahead and OTK it wherever you please with this deck profile. Tell me what you think about the deck. Have fun, enjoy it. And with that, TeamVLR George is out. Peace, guys.